It's Thursday, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how to get that bluesy sound out of your harp. You know, the wailing, kind of crying sound that you hear. I remember that was one of the first sounds that really kind of drew me into the whole blues harmonica world. So I want to talk about that, and this actually ties into my newsletter that I just finished writing, and that goes out today. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, I'll put a link right here. If you click on this little box, put your mouse over right here, you'll see that there's a link. Click it. You can do that now. It'll take you to my website where there's a form on the home page that you can just fill out your email address and click submit. In the newsletter you get things like tips, information on what I'm up to, where I'm traveling to for workshops, shows, of course product information, but I try to give away, you know, tips and kind of my insight to blues harmonica. So please sign up if you haven't done so. If you don't want to click that, you can go directly to harmonica123 on the homepage, or you can email me at ronnieshellist@gmail.com, and I'll put you on the list. All right. So let's talk about this whole thing with making your harmonica cry, specifically wailing sounds, you know? You know, there's something just so unique about taking a bent note on a harmonica, which has its own characteristic, its own sound, unique, different from an unbent note, and then just controlling it and shaping it to get that sound. And that's what I'm doing. So let me just talk a little bit about what I'm doing to get that. The first element, obviously, is you have to be able to bend a note. You're not going to get your harmonica to sound very bluesy without bends. But more importantly is, how can you control that bend, and how can you shape it, like I just mentioned, to really get it to cry, I guess is the word. So what I'm doing, and it's probably a fairly common way to get it to make this sound, is I'm taking the 4 draw and I'm bending it down. I'm actually starting on that bend note. So let's just, first step, get that note. The second element is breath control. Slow down your breath so you can hold that note. Barely breathe in, barely use any air. And then release that bend as slow as you can, and I let it bleed out into 3 and 5 draw as well. And you can see I'm using my hands to kind of embellish that sound as on top of everything. And another thing you could try is saying the word ow into the bend. So I'm just going into a bend, but I'm using the kind of shape or the sound of ow, ow. That's the motion my tongue is going. It's like ow as the bend is happening. You can even hear the word ow coming out into the harmonica. Not vocally, not with my vocal cords, just the effect and the tongue position when we say ow, and you bring in that tongue back. So there's a tip for you on how to get your harmonica to cry, how to get that bluesy sound. I know I've mentioned it, but I'm headed to Houston next week, Texas Harmonica Festival. Looking forward to meeting some of you guys that tune in here on YouTube. And then it's off to Spa, which I'm very pumped up for. Last thing, if you don't have a copy of my CD, Chicago Sessions, and you don't want to get the downloaded version, which can be found at CD Baby or Harmonica123, then what I would recommend is picking up a hard copy, which has been out of print for probably a couple years now. And I'm finally reordering hard copies. So if you want your own hard copy of a great blues CD featuring Nick Moss and the Flip Tops, if you don't know those guys, they're out of Chicago, and Jeremy Vasquez. Just amazing players on this CD. Love the CD. Hit me up at ronnieshellist@gmail.com. Let me know how many copies you want. When they come in, I'll send you a PayPal request, and you can pick it up. That's all I got. I'll catch you next week.